Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to round 18 of the NPL New South Wales Women's Competition, live and exclusive to the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Ashley Borg's my name. Borgie the broadcaster on Instagram. Stephen Roberts with me on the camera. We are proud and privileged to bring you today's match between the bottom of the table Newcastle Jets and last year's premiers, currently second last, the Macarthur Rams. And we'll have a bit of a chat about that shortly. The teams: Newcastle Jets, Josie Allen; 3, Isabella Threlfo; 6, Alexis Collins; 7, Kate Heap; 9, Emma Bates; 10, Layla Sharp; 11, Nava Crofton; 18, Zoe Karapetis, who hasn't been in the side for such a long time; 27, Chloe Willandow, the same, in the same boat; 50, Ellie Borsch, the keeper; and 77, Annika Driscoll. And for the Macarthur Rams, number 1, Talia Franco, the Australian under-20 goalkeeper from Sydney FC; number 2, Tegan Bertolicio; 3, Chantel Maniti; 5, Lola Sosai; 6, Darcy Malone; 7, Bronte True; 9, Tia Masensky, 9 goals for the season; 10, Sakura Nojima; 16, Maya Lobo; 22, Hallie Kello; and 26, Amelia Plummer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. This match has so much riding on it. If Newcastle lose this game, they lose touch with the bottom-placed Macarthur Rams on the club championship. If they get the win today, the Jets, they go on top of the Macarthur Rams in the club championship. There is just that much on the line. We've started this contest, and it could well decide the fate of both sides this match. To say the Jets need a win today is an absolute understatement. They're on an 8-game losing streak. They've conceded 36 goals and only scored 3 themselves. They need to find the scoreboard and they need to stop the goals. They'll be playing in front of a Jets community day today, and they'll be looking to break the streak. There's a few more people here than normal. They've had the early start time, which was then delayed by 45 minutes because of a crash on the M1. The Macarthur Rams players just couldn't get to the ground in time, unfortunately, but they're all safe and sound, and we're away. Is Josie Allen with the lightning feet. She will be a real factor in this game as she dispossesses and goes straight through. Here goes Josie Allen. Takes on the defender. Has an opportunity to square up. And Alexis Collins, who's in the side today, almost got herself on the score sheet. The junior Matilda. But the save was there from Talia Franco. As I said, they're playing in front of the Community Day crowd today. There's a few more here than normal. See a few on the sidelines here just beside me. If they win today, they'll go off the bottom of the club championship. If they lose, they'll go further behind, and with 7 or 8 games to go, it may be a struggle to get back. This is the first year the Jets can be relegated, and they're very close to doing so. They haven't scored in a month. 1 goal can make all the difference. For the Macarthur Rams, well, they won their first game since the 11th of May last week, a 3-0 thrashing of Uni New South Wales, with Tia Masensky, Bronte True and Hallie Kello giving the Rams a 3-0 win. But they're going to have to keep on winning also to stave off relegation. And they're a side that's used to winning things, the Rams, so they don't want to look for the win to win the battle of last, that's for sure, as Borsch gets it and goes straight up the field, no nonsense. Collins has a bit of speed against Bertolicio. She goes back to her keeper in Franco. And it's a match that means so much to so many today. Can the Jets lift themselves off the canvas, or will the Rams deliver the final nail in the coffin? I wouldn't say it's the final nail, but it'll be pretty close to it as Willandow steadies herself and goes back to Bates, who's been really steadfast for the Jets in a side that's been well beaten in previous weeks. They'll need her good left boot today. As True goes around, tries to take her on. Went to grab the jumper there, Bates. Willandow, she's going to be important this afternoon. As I said, it's an early kickoff time today. It was scheduled for 3, but then the crash on the M1 caused the Rams players to be late. And they pulled the kickoff back to 3:45 as here goes Alexis Collins past Manidi. Takes on the defence. That was a tough challenge there from Bertolicio, and Alexis Collins will win the free kick. She's got 6 goals this season. Alexis. Early chance for Newcastle. So important for these young girls. The oldest player in the squad's 21 years old, 22 years old. And I think it is Chloe Landau. I've got Stephen here. He is literally my encyclopedia of football, New South Wales, Newcastle Jets knowledge. I love working alongside him every week. So Bates to steer it in, cleared away. Karapetis might be the first one there, but Driscoll sprinting back at the rate of knots. Takes that. Callow nearly took it off the feet of Karapetis. And the assistant referee said throw into Newcastle. They've been the better side in the first 4 minutes. If you just joined us, still 0-0. A point will be good for both sides. It won't be crisis stage, but as that ball comes through, it's a lovely ball to Masensky, and referee says offside. And I think he's just put down the flag there. He was very clearly calling that one offside, the assistant. That's one thing Newcastle will have to be worried about. Here's Tia Masensky. He's played across the under-23s and first grade competition, has scored 11 times this season in the 23 games. 9 goals in first grade. She scored 2 goals against the Jets at Macarthur in a 4-3 win in round 5. So they'll know about her. I'll definitely know about who she is and what she's about. They've missed Alexis Collins, the Jets, that pivot point forward. Well, Landau has an outlet in Bates. Goes out to Allen instead, fleet-footed. Did well, Josie. She played very well in the A-League season for the Jets also. Lola Sassai with the heavy strapping there. Might be sponsored by Elastoplast, I think. Or kinesic tape. Masensky trying to take Borsha to task. Karapetis waited for it beautifully. That is very clever from Zoe Karapetis. Concedes the foul, or draws the foul, on Hallie Kello. Ref says play it. That's going to get cut off. No, not the first start, is it? No, and we thought that Lobo was going to get in there, but Borsha got behind it. Loose touch by Manidi and cleared away. This ball may stay in. Landau's got a track. True on the hammer. True wins out against Landau. In the centre there, Masensky. Also, Nojima. Wonderful stop. That was sensational by Borsha. Crucial. Got down low to the left-hand side and stopped it on the inside post. Couple of nervy moments for Newcastle. They need to stay strong here. They need to stay on their game. These girls from the academy. I said they were on an 8-game losing streak. The last time they scored in a match was in round 14 against the Northern Tigers. Aaliyah Kilroy scored that evening, and an own goal in a 6-2 loss. Aaliyah Kilroy sits on the bench this afternoon in this contest, and probably has done well to make the bench given the lineup today. There's some really big ins with Collins and Allen, Landau. Karapetis. That one looked like it came off the foot there of Zoe. Going to provide them a lot more structure and a lot more stability down back. She's been playing off the bench in the last 2 or 3 weeks, Zoe Karapetis. Throlfo, that's a dangerous ball. True cuts in. True goes the shot. Well blocked Bates. Driscoll on the retrieve. Landau gets it away. Collins now. This is where she's good. And draws the foul. Well done, Alexis Collins. Macarthur Rams, they won their last match 3-0 through the agency of Tia Masensky, Bronte True and Hallie Kello. They won 3-0 against Uni New South Wales. Before then, they were on some sort of losing streak also. The premiers and 3-time champions in a row. They're not used to being on the bottom. Remember last year they came here and put on a clinic against the Jets. Big scoreline. I was pretty sure that it's about 3 or 4-0 that evening. They're definitely not the same team though. They do have a few of the same. An interesting one is Sakura Nojima, number 10, who in her junior years played for Japan in the FIFA Under-17s World Cup. Karapetis now runs out of real estate. What's she going to do with it? Well, great touch, Willandau, and beautiful skill to get away. She's got 3 to get past, and she eventually turns it over to Malone. Lobo over the top. That's to Mashensky. I think it's offside. Assistant referee's flagged it, and the referee says, this time I'll acknowledge your flag, my friend. And that will give the Jets a little bit of a breather. Well, they dominated the first 4.5 minutes, the Jets, and Macarthur have come back in the next 4.5. Still no score. Only really one chance in this game so far. The low shot that Borsche saved quite well as Allen keeps that in and makes Charlotte Maniti, the Philippines international, track back and go back to the keeper. Landau tried to step in and missed it. That was Sosai, and she'll concede the foul, or she'll draw the foul on Crofton. Couple of results yesterday. Northwestern Sydney Spirit 0, Gladesville 0. And Emily Manette struck the winner in the 77th minute as Manly defeated the Northern Tigers 2-1 to go second on the table, 1 point behind the Mount Druitt Town Rangers. Very good result for Manly United, who beat the Jets last week. Look at Josie Allen go through the middle. Lola Sosai, that is the second foul from her, and a yellow card comes out after 11 minutes. Sosai concedes a yellow, and she's going to have an absolutely tough time in the last 80 minutes if Josie Allen's going to run at her like that. Danger signs early. See Josie Allen running at plays like that, you know you're in for a tough day. She's an outstanding young footballer. Bates over the kick. Defence right out of the box here. Collins will look to try and drift into the centre. Karapetis right on the back stick here. Bates goes to the back. That's a wonderful effort there by Layla Sharp. That free kick was superb. And it was offside at the end. This has the makings of a really entertaining fixture here on Newcastle Jets Community Day. Malone. Collins almost cut it off. Lobo will go back to Maniti now. Maniti tries to go past Willandau, who just missed control. She puts their hand up and says, sorry, Josie. I've just miscontrolled that. And the force of that mistouch was so strong it actually knocked the door open here and then the net. Quite a hard touch as that's come off the back of Sharp. Willandau just hoofs it forward. That's going to just keep outside the box, and it engages Talia Franco, who does a wonderful job to nutmeg Collins. That's a great decision from the referee. That was not out. Bates. Slight touch and Sharp gets back and Bates goes back to Borsche. She's going to need to get rid of this in a hurry and does that very professionally. Bates opens up the field to Willandau. She can go on the outside to Collins here if she wants, but she cuts it into Allen, who goes out to Collins. Maniti not needed to get there first, just back inside. That was too hard for Allen, and getting it away was Bortalicio. Chasing that one down is Heap, who just allows that one to run into out of play. Driscoll now. That's a great touch, Annika Driscoll. Goes past the defender, and Allen might have been the better option. She was on the back stick unmarked, but she went for Collins, and it was cut off by Maniti, and now the break's on. Nojima goes through. Karapetis tracks back beautifully, and Sends it out to give the defence time to come back. Really entertaining first 10 or 12 minutes. Hope you're enjoying it. It's actually 14 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. Not sure. Pretty sure all the girls are having a great time out there. As True now on the wing. Has Misensky in the centre. True tries to cut back. Well defended again by Newcastle. The release ball now to Allen, who can get around Sosai, who's in danger with this yellow card if she concedes again. Sosai goes across. That was well done, drawing two. Collins picks it up on the wing. Driscoll's in the middle. Collins still working. And eventually it's taken off her feet by Sosai. Early option to Driscoll, perhaps. But the Jets are playing with some vigour. We love that here at Lake Macquarie. True. Tried to go the through ball to Mashinsky. Landau back to Bates. And everyone's going to get a little bit of a breather as it goes back to Borcher, who signed in the A-League on a scholarship last year for the Jets. She's a fabulous keeper. That ball just didn't get past Plummer. 21 games this season across two grades. Driscoll did very well to track back then against Callow. And Callow, 7 goals this year across under 23s in first grade. A 19-year-old winger from the Illawarra Stingrays, Hallie Callow. She scored 5 goals at this level at NPL New South Wales. That's a nice central ball. Nojima with a touch. Throlfo clears it away. If you've just joined us, it's still 0-0. 15 minutes gone here on the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Nojima, nice ball. Cutting it back. Mashensky on the shot. Sosai blocked. Allen with a very clever touch to get away. Needs to release. Bypasses Lobo, and they're on here, Newcastle, if Allen can get it out of her feet. She's got Crofton. Crofton, there was a through ball meant for Collins. Landau was just about to take off. It's that sort of resolute defending Newcastle need this afternoon and into the early stages of the evening as we just tick over to 4 p.m, just over 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Couple of important games this week. Western Sydney are playing Apia. Sydney University against Bulls FC. Bulls are in third at the moment, so the win would be very handy. Mount Druitt versus Uni New South Wales. Sydney Olympic versus Illawarra. They'll need to keep winning to try and keep off the outside the bottom 4. They're still 9 points in front of the Jets. And well in front in terms of the club championship now. They got a few wins in a row, Sydney Olympic, including a massive 7-0 win against Newcastle in a midweek game, which started the rot for Newcastle. But here's an opportunity. That was a fabulous ball from Driscoll out to Collins. Allen is trying her hardest to get into the box now. Collins taking on Bortolicio. Falls down at the crucial moment. Callow with a touch. Karapetis tried to get in there. Nojima now. Nojima over the top, but that's going to be easy pickings for Ali Borcher. And the other game, oh, that's the one, Sydney Olympic and Illawarra. That was the last game for the week. Actually, a couple of catch-up games this week too. We've got Sydney Uni versus the Tigers, Northern Tigers. If you're a fan of NPL New South Wales, that's a really interesting game. That's a round 15 catch-up, 7:30 on Wednesday, the 9th of July. And then we've got Sydney Olympic versus Mount Druitt on the Thursday, the 10th of July at 8 p.m. If you are anywhere near a stream or YouTube or any sort of tablet or anything, make sure you get in touch with those games. There some high-quality football matches coming up. Which could definitely decide the finals race, as that's a foul on Driscoll. kick to Newcastle. Threlfo goes across to Bates. Bates tries to hug the touchline with Allen, and gee, she does well. Josie again gets past Sosai, taking on Manidi, going to the outside to Wallandow. True's going to get there first. She's going to have to do some work. Bronte True turns it over to Josie Allen. Allen goes to centre. That is a tremendous ball. Driscoll couldn't get there. Cleared away hurriedly by Bortolicio. And they get out of trouble again, the Macarthur Rams. They've conceded the corner here. Corner to be taken by Emma Bates. She's got the left foot for it. It's to the centre. Good clearance away. How's that going to bounce? Crofton gets to the back. Out to Wallandow. Centre ball again. That's headed away by Lobo. Wallandow needs to take on True and does it beautifully. True tried the shoulder and it didn't work. Sosai cleared it away. Karapetis rides the challenge and then turns it over to Callow. Outside of the foot pass to Mashinsky. And they've got too many defenders there, Newcastle, well covered. Driscoll with a touch. Trying to get around Manidi. Back to the inside to Heap. Heap showed a little bit of it there to Karapetis, but Karapetis was good enough. His touch there by Crofton, but Bates was there to support. Heap with the touch. And back out to Threlfo. Looks like they've switched wings for a second there. And that ball from Threlfo just didn't get to Alexis Collins. Wonderful touch, Sosai. Lobo. And conceding the foul there is Crofton. So nearly at the halfway point of the first half. Still no score. And a first real threatening free kick here for the Macarthur Rams to be taken by Sakura Nojima. Gentle loft into the box. Bortolicio puts it back into the mixer. Plummer tried to come through. Lobo got it out to Mashinsky, who's dangerous. And put it to the left. That one was no trouble. Jets to play it. Got to get rid of that, I reckon, Newcastle. I think when you're in the situation they're in at the moment, I think it's just got to be by any means necessary. Those little defensive errors are the things they've got to stop. They were doing that in the first half of the year. Unlucky there by Heap. Looked like it might have been stayed in, but we're a long way from here, from that sideline. Nojima was with Chantal Manidi, who started every match this season, Chantal. Former Philippines international, she played under 20s and seniors in 2022, played the AFC Championships. And this one's back here, Lobo, Bates did very well. Orlando got the touch, wasn't enough. Allen's just going to put the body in the way and concedes the handball, unfortunately, there to Lobo, who will take this quickly. True's on the outside. Have the Jets gone to sleep? Well defended there, Orlando on the end, and corner to Macarthur. So, just a reminder to everyone, I know the match started 45 minutes late. That was because of a crash on the M1. Hope all people involved in that crash are okay. The Rams players certainly are. They've gotten here to start the match. Corner taken by Mashensky, very well driven in, and still off there, Lobo. Callow, well defended in the end, Newcastle. Getting that last touch, I believe, was Driscoll. Orlando has to be sure and is. Allen flicks it over to Collins, and that's a beautiful interplay. Driscoll's over the top here. I thought maybe Allen might have gone to her. She's disappointed, Josie, but she'll be back to have another go, that's for sure. She's one of the best for this team. She would be a start in most teams I would say, if not all teams in this competition. She's such a good winger. Classy touch. Runs at defenders, has no fear. Bortolicio to Maniti, back to Bortolicio. They're playing the 2-3-2-3 routine. Landale's touch a little bit letting her down, but most important thing is that it didn't go past to Mashensky. Bronte True and Chloe Orlando are having a great tussle on the wing. Well covered by Bates. This is Collins now. Her touch is great. And she does well enough. That's brilliant by Allen. That should have been a foul against Sosai. Referee pays advantage. And Josie Allen's putting back a shoe. Kate Heap wide. Driscoll. Now, I wonder if the referee's going to come back and give a yellow card here, because Sosai was the one that conceded the foul. And if the referee does, Sosai's in trouble, but didn't happen. Lola Sosai is a very interesting player. At 19 years old, she was part of the Junior Matildas, and she then quit football. Didn't want to play anymore. The travel got too much, and you can definitely understand that when you make some of the trips that we make here in Newcastle for sport, that's for sure. And then she was encouraged to come back and play for Macarthur, and she hasn't been happier. Having a terrific season, Lola Sosai. Throw in to Macarthur. Sometimes, even if you're at that highest level of competition, it's just not for everyone, and that's very understandable. But Lola's back playing for the Rams, and looks like she's really enjoying the tussle out there. Free kick driven in, got to get it away. Bortolicio, that was a cheeky touch over the top. Callow squares up, Mashensky, well covered Threlfo. And the Jets get themselves out of trouble. That could have been very dangerous. That touch from Bortolicio was quite exquisite. Here go the Rams again now. Touch could be fatal if it was in the box. That was on Malone. Ball comes in. There's plenty of defenders back there. The clearing header from Bates. Lobo got it out. That's a wonderful pass to Sosai, who drove it in. Throlfo cleared it out. And Mashensky, and Tia Mashensky was about to pull the trigger, but the referee said free kick Macarthur. I saw that foul. I was wondering if the referee was going to let it run. And the referee decided to pay the foul. Darcy Malone was the player that was fouled. Darcy Malone from Canberra in the A-League, where she played 23 matches this season for 2 goals. Former Sydney FC and Melbourne City player. Macarthur free kick, great position. Well blocked, that was Malone, I think, that was taking that kick. Sosai, Bortolicio. Gee, she's got some guile with those touches. And that one has almost gone through the door to the football pitch here. Victoria Guzman yelling out some instructions there on the bench. Cutting a figure that looks a little bit perplexed at the moment. Both sides in a holding pattern. Sam Griffin, the coach of the Jets, needs to clear it, Borcher, and does, but only goes as far as Lobo. Callow, Karapitis, taken off her feet. Callow, well blocked, Threlfo. And she's going to do well to keep that in. Corner to Macarthur. It's a dangerous game they're playing, Newcastle. At the moment, though, Macarthur are just doing really well in terms of the second phase ball after it's cleared away. And this is Canberra. I think this might be Mashevsky that's taking this one. Mashensky with the corner. Driven in. Lovely touch away, Callow. And Driscoll says, I'm going to put that onto the next pitch. Loose touch by Malone. Everyone is good for one of those, even in A-League standard. Ball from Sharp to Driscoll, and she just couldn't keep it in, the youngster. So much talent, Annika Driscoll. So much talent. Making a mark in the academy. She was an under-15 Northern New South Wales futsal representative. Here's Zoe Karapitis now. Collins, if she's on, and well cut out, Bortolicio. That's a foul there on Karapitis, and I think maybe she's going to get a talking to here from the ref. Something along the lines of no more of those, thank you, Zoe. Zoe Karapitis' comeback starting effort this week. She's been on the bench a couple of times. They've really missed her. The Jets, stability in defence and a toughness that really they need. It's round 18. We have 26 rounds in the NPL New South Wales. The final round could be the decider here against Western Sydney Wanderers. If the Jets can continue to eke out points and maybe get a win or two in the last few games, they've got chances. And I say that as this ball might get turned over. Borsha. And, yeah, good decision, referee. That wasn't a back pass. That was an error in judgment from Bates that almost got punished. Here goes Crofton outside. Heap. Driscoll's on. Had to go earlier. Still going Kate Heap. Taken on by Lobo. And just broke down at the last second. Not through a lack of trying. And as I said before, these girls, they're all between the ages of 15 and 22. The majority of them are between 15 and 18. Jets girls. The fact that they even compete at this level is just terrific. Threlfo, nice clearance. Allen uses the body beautifully, and then that ball stays in superbly. Against Sosai, she's got Sosai's measure. Collins is in the middle, and Driscoll's on the back stick. Well cleared away, Manidi. Second effort gets it far enough. Bronte True with a nice touch to Lobo. They need to stop the fast break, Newcastle, and they do. Lobo goes back to the keeper. That was well done, Newcastle, and beautifully defended by Macarthur. In particular, Chantel Maniti, who's done some wonderful stuff in the first half hour. That was Chloe Orlando that headed that one out. She started 20 games last season, scored a goal, and was in the Jets A-League squad this season. Coaches player under 20s last year as well, Chloe Orlando. It's good to have her back, that's for sure. That touch is loose. Lobo got it pickpocketed there by Bates. This is Driscoll, needs to release Allen. Allen's going to put herself in a situation where she can use the trickery. Landau gets it. That's nicely done to Collins in the end. Turns and burns on Manidi and then brings it back. Out to Allen, who gets it taken off the toe by Lola Sasai. 34 minutes gone in this contest. Still 0-0. Very intriguing. Hope you're enjoying the action. It's a really good contest. Nice switch across to Karapetis. Don't want to lose the ball here. And just as I say it, they do. Bronte True now tries to go quick. That has ricocheted to Collins, who could take this. It sat up for her. And she just couldn't keep it down. She's the highest goal scorer of the competition for the Jets with 6 goals. That could have easily been 7. She's classy enough. Still 0-0. In this game, you wouldn't think it's 13th versus 14th the way they're playing. They are really going hard at it. Some wonderful skill. Just waiting for Talia Franco to bring this in. 19 years old from Sydney FC. And I said before, she's the Australian incumbent under-20 goalkeeper. Callow is wide and they haven't got coverage. They can get it there. Oh, well, Landau did beautifully. She read it like a book. Got it out to Allen. Has to take on Sosai now. Sosai pointing on the inside. Going back to Willandau, who's in the box looking for Collins. The touch away. Allen just couldn't get there in time. And I'll tell you what, Macarthur, they're doing so well to defend. Both sides' defences are playing a role in this contest. I'm just trying to see who that might have been. I think it might have been Malone that got the last touch. Collins tried to use the body on Tegan Bertolicio. That's about 3 or 4 times now Newcastle have gotten to the extreme outside, and it's just that final ball. They're getting closer. They haven't scored since round 14. They need to get on the score sheet. Be wonderful for the fans and for their confidence. Callow is on the extreme outside, and once again, Willandau, she has got that covered. That is a superb turn, Allen. Diving in beautifully there, her opposite number in Bertolicio, who's been one of the best for the Rams so far in his first 36 minutes. Dobson, too long. Mushensky, Callow, in the box, Nojima, goes to the back stick. And Malone couldn't keep that one in. So I think it might have been Amelia Plummer that's been doing the defending on the back stick for Macarthur. She's been outstanding at left back so far. A couple of times now she's had to either header it away or touch it away. I reckon they need to go long, and that's exactly what Borsche does. Great touch, Allen. Sosai is going to lose out for pace. Allen again against Sosai. This could be a red card, is it? No, she's called play on. Gee, I'll tell you what, if that was a foul by Sosai, that could have been a yellow card. Here goes Collins, 1-on-1 with the keeper! Alexis Collins scores for Newcastle. 37 minutes gone. Newcastle Jets 1. Macarthur Rams 0. That's the goal and the spark that the Jets needed. And it was provided by their top goal scorer in Alexis Collins. Wow. That'll send a cat amongst the pigeons in the NPL. That is a wonderful finish to the bottom left-hand corner. That's being an A-League goalkeeper. And Beta all ends up too, just quietly. They've got the lead. Can they continue to hold it? 3 points so vital for Newcastle. You are always at your most vulnerable when you have just scored. And I'll say it once and I'll say it 100,000 times. We've seen it happen here before at Lake Macquarie. That is a superb finish from Alexis Collins. 7 goals this season now for the youngster. You can see why she's in the A-League squad. She scored an injury time winner against Bulls FC to win a match. And she's put her side in front now. They just need to play with some composure. They've got the players on the park, Newcastle. Is this the day? Callow tries to put the pressure on. That pass was a little short. No, and he said, here we go. Here's an opportunity for Nojima. Callow's to the outside, Mashensky. Mashensky just needs the ball to break. There's two in the middle. Bates gets involved. Cleared away. That was Threlfa, I'm pretty certain. It's going to get Willing. Driscoll puts the body on the line. They need to retrieve it. Karapetis waits until the last second to get it. Nojima did a job to try and hold it. That was Plummer against Driscoll, and Driscoll did beautifully, the 15-year-old. Pretty sure she's turned 15 now. I know I called her once and I said 14, no 15, and I was very quick to be told she was still 14. So I'm hoping she's 15 now. But she's been very good this afternoon too. Free kick, Macarthur. I did get a bit excited before. I thought Sosai might have fouled Josie Allen, and if it was a foul, that would have been a yellow, second yellow. Referee had called that play on, and then that led to the goal. Free kick, Macarthur now. Dangerous, beautiful ball in. Touch! And I thought it was going to be on. It's still going here, Bortolicio. Lobo, defence. He's just so desperate. I thought Bortolicio was going to toe poke it home, and she left it behind. Karapetis there screaming for handball on the bench. Victoria Guzman, you can hear her from here. Play on, says the referee. Karapetis tried to go through. And in the end, it's coming back to the defence here of Macarthur. And that was Plummer that defended it away. Manidi back to Plummer. Plummer's been very good on the left. Switched over just to the right until they settle. May have even switched wings here with True. I think this is her on the ball now. Streaming up the middle now, the Rams. Wonderful through ball, Mashensky. Mashensky to Callow. She can finish it from here. Callow. Borsha. Did well. Crowd appreciated on the left-hand side. Still 1-0 to Newcastle. Borsha in the right place at the right time. This is spirited stuff by both sides. Newcastle just holding. Defenders clear away. Sosai and Lobo have a bit of a discussion there about who's going to take it. Eventually it was Lobo. Callow back to Lobo now. Lobo to Mashensky, and Bates just goes bang and clears it. Great touch by Collins, the goal scorer, out to Allen, who's got time. He's going to run straight at Sosai. Does it beautifully. Left her standing. That should be a foul against Malone, and the referee agrees. Josie Allen is having an absolute pearler of a game here at Lake Macquarie. She has been magnificent in her comeback. Free kick in a dangerous position, and look who's stepping up to take this one. The number 9, the Raging Cajun. Emma Bates from the Louisiana Raging Cajun. She also played at Texas A&M. Played 16 games with Texas A&M. And they described her as a sensational passer from back. And I've nicknamed her the quarterback because anything that generally is good comes off her boot. She's up against Talia Franco here. 4-player wall. And it looks like it's going to be a direct strike. Can Emma Bates double the lead so close to half-time? 43 minutes into the contest. Oh, and that one just swung away with the curl. Good effort. Keeper had it covered. They're definitely not out of this one though, Macarthur. They've got some great players on the pitch. Nojima, Mashensky, True, Malone. Bertolicio's played well. Really been impressed with her. Karapetis now against True. And Bronte True, she's only got one goal this year, but she's only played a few games. fair to say. Came back from the A-League stint, from an A-League stint this year for the Western Sydney Wanderers, scoring 4 goals for them. Just amazing how many A-League players the Jets girls have to compete against every single week. They do have their own. They've got Emma Dundas, they've got Josie Allen and Alexis Collins. So they do fight fire with fire on occasion. Cleared away, and that's a fortuitous bounce for the Rams. Bates is tracking back. Callo's in the centre. Landau did beautifully. Heads out to Lobo. Lobo takes the strike, and Borsha, she's had a good game today too. No unshakiness today for Ali, the number 50. Something tells me that Sam Griffin has had a real chat to these girls during the week. They've been preparing for this. They know this is the big game. They need the win. So far, so good. 44 minutes. It's dangerous back to Borsha. And the touch. Crofton. Plummer. Driscoll. And ref said foul. Fair enough. Macarthur. As I said, they're definitely not out of the game. They're well in it. They're getting the chances. Just at this stage, Newcastle have had all the answers in defence as the sun comes down, and would love that to go behind Mount Sugarloaf in a hurry, that's for sure. Free kick, Macarthur. That's a beautiful ball in. That was dangerous. Wow, that just needed any sort of touch. Yellow card, and just trying to see that is Tia Mashensky who's going to get that card. I reckon it's for a bit of lip. Referee said, I've had enough. Well, the referee's going to be the decider of when we go to half-time. We're over the 45-minute mark now. Maniti goes over the back. Bates just has to switch on for that little bit more. Borsha's going to let it run, and I'd say she'll pick this up. You'd hope so. Got the new 8-second rule in football now, where they've got to kick it away or release it within the 8 seconds. Bates got to be assured. That was well done. Bates now gets it on the trusty left. Half-time at Lake Macquarie. Newcastle Jets hold a 1-goal lead. Alexis Collins, the goal scorer in the 38th minute. Ashley Borg and Stephen Roberts here for Football New South Wales YouTube page. We'll be back after an extended break to see if Newcastle can get their first win in over 8 weeks. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility here in Newcastle. We're about 15 minutes from the CBD, and the Newcastle Jets are in front at halftime in this crucial NPL New South Wales round number 18 clash against the premiers, the Macarthur Rams, who sit in 13th place on the ladder. This match will have some sort of bearing on the club championship, which is what they're looking at in terms of promotion relegation. The Jets will stay on the bottom of the table if they win this game in terms of the first grade, but they'll go possibly as high as 12th in the club championship if they hold on in this match. We've seen a substitution here. India Breyer is on the field for the Macarthur Rams, the former Jet. Well, she played A-League for the Jets, and now she's on the field for the Macarthur Rams. She was a Macarthur Ram premiership player last year. Came across to the Jets. Scored their first goal of the season right here at Lake Macquarie as we filmed it from the other side of the field against the Northern Tigers. Scored the first goal of the year, actually, with a penalty on the left-hand side of the field. Will history repeat itself for India? Or can Newcastle Jets hold on and win their first game in 8 weeks? We've got 45 minutes and change to see how that works. And loose touch there by Threlfo, but she goes back to Borsha, who says, get that thing out of my area. Over the top. Driscoll, Plummer. That was won by Plummer. Collins gets around Lobo. Got Heap on the wing. This could be a really good start here for Newcastle. Heap gives it to Driscoll. That could have been a foul off the ball. And the Jets players are screaming for it. The referee says no. Collins, nice turn. Bordalicio, fantastic in defence. Sharp turns it over. Threlfo goes back to the Raging Cajun in Emma Bates and Wallandau, who's been really steady back there so far for Newcastle. One of the best on field. Allen, loose touch, but luckily enough it comes off Hallie Thomas, who's also a substitute. So Victoria Guzman ringing the changes at half-time. Doesn't look like we've got any changes for the Jets as Collins now gives it to Heap. Heap tried to go. That's a fortuitous touch if Driscoll can get there, but Talia Franco says, no way. I'll keep that one. Thank you very much. I've conceded one and I don't want to concede anymore. I think Lola Sosai might be one of the players that's been substituted. I don't see any elastoplast or any kinesia tape, so I think she's off. Great switch, Crofton. Allen now taking on Thomas. Allen still with Thomas. Allen goes past Thomas, squares it up. That's loose. Driscoll nearly there. Heap now. First time shot off the defender over the bar. Corner Newcastle. They threaten again, the Jets. Can hear Borsha. Need to finish that off, and she's 100% correct. That could have been 2-0 so easily. I'm just starting to see who might be off. I think it's Malone and Sosai, but no, actually, it might actually be Plummer and Sosai. No, Plummer's still there. No, Sosai's definitely off. She's the one with the tape around the knee. So I'm pretty sure her afternoon's done, or early evening's done. Here comes Emma Bates now to take the corner for Newcastle. Near post. Good clearance away. That was well done. And Wallandau will send it back into the mixer. All sorts of trouble here. Threlfo. That was actually Collins. That was Threlfo was intelligent. Back to Allen, who's twisting and turning. Collins cleared away Plummer. This is going to set the attacker alight here in Bronte True, who's very dangerous. She takes on Landau. Backstick Mashensky beats Wallandau. True! And that is a fantastic stop, Borcher. She saw it all the way. She let it come to her and she stuck the right hand out and put it over the touchline for a corner for Macarthur. Sign of life. India Bry now with it. Sends it in. And that's over the bar from Nojima. Well, Ali Borsha, she's keeping her team in the game. Made 2 very good stops this evening / afternoon. Going to try and have a look back here from Stephen Roberts' YouTube Vision, as known as his mobile phone. And I think that's a bit late after that one, but that's okay. It was a great stop. Pressure being applied by Nojima. Karapitis. They don't want to play themselves in trouble here, the Jets. They've done so, though. And that ball's wide. They've got to stop playing that short ball. I know it's their way. But if you want to survive in NPL New South Wales for season 2025, you've just got to throw away the rule book sometimes and do what it takes. This is a must-win game for Newcastle. You've negotiated the first 5 minutes. Can they continue it? Collins in a Macarthur Rams sandwich. Oh, Crofton did beautifully. Allen now. Allen got it taken off her feet. Lobo. Widest runner now, True. Inside Mashensky. Nojima there also. Cleared away. Here's Josie Allen. This is going to be dangerous. It's 3-on-4 in defence and Josie Allen's on the ball. Nice chip over the top. But she had Annika Driscoll again on the right-hand side and they're not using the 15-year-old. She's going to be good if she can get it. She has plenty of time and space if they can get it to her. Karapitis has some space now for the Jets. All the other games are kicking off in the next 5 minutes. That's a handball off Driscoll. And if I saw it, I reckon the referee definitely sees it. Amalia Plummer with the free kick. She played 21 games this season for the Rams across 2 grades, the 23s and the 15s. A few of these Rams girls double up. Landau stepped out and missed it. Going to have to use all her speed to get back now. True. Inside ball, Nojima. Nojima against Borsha. And it's touched in. And that is Tia Mashensky. That levels the score for Macarthur Rams. That's her 10th goal of the season. And what a timely goal for the Rams. 51 minutes gone and it's 1-1 here at Lake Macquarie. Chloe Landau was stuck between a rock and a hard place. She chose to come out. And, you know, I reckon I would have done the same. You can't really blame the defender there. It was all or nothing, and unfortunately she just got nothing. Unlucky for Newcastle. Really unlucky, but the finish was sublime and the setup was even better from Bronte True. And the Jets don't need this now. This is Breyer taking on Karapitis. Karapitis, take the defender out of the way. It's going to be a foul. And the stakes are going to start to get higher here at Lake Macquarie. Free kick India Breyer. Loving the lights here. They illuminate this synthetic pitch beautifully. A few dark clouds at the back. We're scheduled to have some rain. I think it might be going around us. Nojima had the original shot that ended up skewing off Mashensky. So this is Nojima now. Takes a very good free kick and the header! And looked like it was off the base of the post there. That was Tegan Bertolicio. They're starting to ask some questions, Macarthur. They don't want to be at the bottom of the table. This is a true battle, this. Here goes Allen. That's got to be a yellow card. Pull of the shirt. Hallie Thomas. That'll be the 3rd player in the book for the Rams. Tia Mashensky and Lola Sosai, the other 2. Sosai's off the field. Free kick Newcastle. Just got to get back on the steady train now. They've been very good. This is the best they've been in a very long time. They showed signs against Manly last week. Some signs of life and some signs of renewal. Turnover ball. True on the outside, Landau. True versus Chloe Landau. Landau did well. Very well. Expertly well. To the sideline it goes. This battle between Bronte True and Chloe Landau has been fantastic this evening. Landau steps in and gets it and concedes it out for another throw. True tries to lift it. Landau tried to play it off. Throw in here to the Rams. That came off Driscoll. They need to get it into Collins and Allen. They're the dangers. Bates goes right over the top. Bortolicio. That header goes nowhere except into Tegan Bortolicio's feet. Natalia Franco will be very grateful for the easy touch. Plummer now. Been resolute, Newcastle. Macarthur have fought their way back. Driscoll, well done. Lobo tries to hold off. Heap on the right-hand side. Collins in the box. Nice touch. Driscoll might have a go. Actually, that's Crofton. Thought she might have been tempted to have the strike. This is Nojima, True and Bates. Bates gets there first. Needs to be clean. Borsha needs to be cleaner. Does it well. No nonsense, Ellie Borsha. Karapidis. Here's a go now, Driscoll. Can she get there? Cleaned up Bortolicio. Only as far as Heap. Back to Crofton and Karapidis. So steady as they go now. Both sides, they don't want to make the crucial error. Karapidis turns it over to Breyer. Breyer against Karapidis. Great shoulder to shoulder. That's wonderful stuff, Zoe Karapidis. Made up for the error. Goal kick Newcastle. So Newcastle, they got their first goal since round 14 at the 38th minute through the agency of Alexis Collins and Tia Mashensky from a well-worked move on the wing after Chloe Willandau came out just a little bit too far and over-anticipated. 51 minutes. And that is absolutely not saying that Chloe made an error. Let's please clarify that. Because we are very accountable for what we say as commentators, and I don't want to say she made the error. So here goes Mashensky now. True's on the outside. That's an intelligent pass. True, Willandau. Willandau's got to make a foot. She does it again. As I said, she's been very good this evening, Chloe Willandau. Borsha very appreciative there of the touch. Another corner. Macarthur Rams starting to put the foot down. Can the Jets respond? Can they hold? They need to get in a holding pattern for a good couple of minutes to stem the flow. Breyer. Backstick ball. Bertolicio. Cleared away. And that was eventually cleared. I think it might have been Crofton. Bit of smoke bellowing in the... wafting in the breeze there, I think. Not sure what that is, but we're in no danger. I think it might have been Driscoll that got that header away. No substitutions as yet for Newcastle. That's a handball, surely. Play on, says the referee. Bertolicio now. Nojima. She's got a very good right boot. That was very much on target. This is Hallie Thomas who can strike it. Great block by Layla Sharp. And Allen's away if she can get the ball to sit for her. Thomas did well to block it. Maybe a bit of a sign of tiring from Josie. And then just going straight through Indy Breyer was Chloe Willandau. That might have had a bit of feeling in that one, I reckon, after she left the club to go back to Macarthur. Nojima, who's played beautifully. Malone. Twist and turns, gets that ball in. Bates gets it away. True. Searching, probing, retreating. Lovely touch. Back out to Bry, who can strike it. And putting the foot through it was Threlfo. This will be a race. Collins looks like she can win it. That was an attempt to block Collins out of the play then. And Collins has a point. Bertolicio had no eyes for the ball. It was all at Alexis Collins. Play on, says the ref. Great ball.
Breyer makes the touch now. Mashensky in the centre. That's off Heap. Keeper comes, clears, and puts it over the back fence and even puts it out into the car park. That one's near my car. Might see if it's under the tyre at the end of the match. Corner to Macarthur. Approaching the 60-minute mark now. This is a crucial time. It's 1-1. Mistakes can be crucial right now. Reminder, if the Jets lose, they go further behind in the championship. Great corner to the back. Borchardt makes a very easy save off Bordelicio, who's dangerous from the corners. This is Heap now. Needs to get it to sit. It does. Sharp. This is Allen. Tight corner. Play on, says the referee. She's not happy, Josie. It comes out to Breyer. Mashensky. Great ball. That is superb to True. Needs to finish. Wonderful stop, Borsha, and it's offside anyway. Wow. That was tight. Mashensky with a killer, almost the killer ball. And the referee's blown the whistle, so it's going to have to be a free kick. Borsha, no doubt, heard something, but probably elected to throw it anyway. Free kick, Newcastle, 60 minutes gone. It's 1-1. Hope you're enjoying a wonderful contest. Doesn't matter where they sit on the table in this league. You always get a good game of football in NPL New South Wales. Hope you're enjoying it. Ashley Borg and Stephen Roberts, live from Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility for the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Round number 18. We've got 26 rounds in the season. So we're slowly coming towards the end, of the tail end of this season. Top four so far are Mount Druitt 35 points, Manly 34, Bulls FC 33, Northwestern Sydney 31, Illawarra 31, Apia 27. They're probably still in touch. Same with the Tigers on 25 as Collins receives. Collins tried to go too much. Driscoll stopped running when she probably could have kept going. Mashinsky. Slight little nudge by Lobo. That was good. And Collins got bumped out of the way. Landau, a little bit too tall for her. True gets to the outside. Najima in the middle. That was Malone that sent it wide. Is it going to run out of room? No. Well done there by Thomas, who sends it out. That's come off the referee, and that's got to be a drop ball. It's going to be in a really precarious position, this drop ball, because by the law, Macarthur have to get it back. If I'm a Jets player, I really don't want them to have it back. It's in a really precarious position. Let's see what the Rams do here. Borsha's got to be switched on because this could be a snapshot towards the goal. The Jets, I don't believe the Jets are under any obligation to let it go to the Rams, but I believe possession should go back to the Rams. More than happy to be corrected there. A little bit of lightning in the distance, but it's a long way from us. We are expecting some storms, but that's around the 6 o'clock mark. We'll hopefully be finished by then. Bronte True should be well and truly done. Lucky it wasn't a 5 o'clock start. That's the under-23's problem. Throw into Newcastle. Landau's had a brilliant game. That's a wonderful throw to Collins. Collins tries to go past Maniti and draws the foul. So, kicking off about 8 or 10 minutes ago, Western Sydney versus Apia, Sydney Uni versus Bulls FC, Mount Druitt and Uni New South Wales, and Sydney Olympic versus Illawarra. We've had 2 results already yesterday. The Spirit nil, Gladesville Ravens nil. Just wait for the touch here. That's a little bit dangerous. And are they going to get out of it? Bates goes back to keeper. Borsha's not going to like that. She'll want to get rid of it. Goes back to the keeper. Threlfo steps in and says, just hack it away, girls. And does so beautifully. Threlfo's very good at the big long ball. Stepping in, Allen. she's waiting for just one big opportunity, I reckon, Josie. She started to run out a little bit of steam. Given she's been flat out for the first 60, you don't blame her. Crofton took it off the feet of True. Back to Crofton. Heap's going to get it now. She's taken on by Bry, but she did that well. Karapetis is signalling and no one's really running, but Driscoll does so now. Heap didn't see it coming. Could go back to Driscoll here. Loose ball. Collins could have got it, but there's space in the middle now for Nojima. Nojima, great ball. Mashensky, keeper needs to come out. Does so well. Starting to open up here at Lake Macquarie. This could be dangerous for either side. Mistake is crucial. Referee has blown the whistle, and I'm pretty sure it's Isabella Threlfo that's gone to ground. Just have a look and see what's happened to her. I think she's got a... She's signalling the bench. She's all right. Gee, she's a toughie. Yeah, Isabella Threlfo, she's a real toughie. Non-compromising. Substitution to the Rams, and Tegan Bertolicio, who's been brilliant today, is off, and so is Maya Lobo. Lobo's off, and there's some more lightning in the distance. It's not close enough to do any damage. I think Charlotte Hampshire might be one that's coming on, and she is. So Charlotte Hampshire's a really tall young lady that's just come onto the pitch for Macarthur. Just going to check who the other one is in a minute. Great ball over the top. Melandau stranded. Thomas. True in the middle. Mashensky. True touched. Borsha save. Good positioning, Ali Borsha. Melandau working so hard. Worked herself into absolute exhaustion there at the moment. And you're just chipping over the top. You've done it again here. Thomas, True, Bronte True, back to goal. Touch is on. Open space. Can she get there, Crofton? No. Well done, Manidi. Exposes the back if they can get it. Driscoll needs to be clean on the touch. That's a wonderful ball to Allen. Allen now takes on the opponent. Tries to take on another. I reckon almost fouled. Collins goes into Heap. Heap tries to turn to Driscoll. Can the 15-year-old finish? Driscoll! Well blocked. Beautifully blocked. Charlotte Hampshire. Right in the right place at the right time. And a player's down for Newcastle. I think that's Josie Allen. And she's not in a good way. That's cramp. Don't know whether she's hurt or whether she's laughing here, to be honest. I'm just looking at her facial expressions through the binoculars. She does look in some sort of pain, that's for sure. She has played probably her first half was one of the best halves of football I've seen at this level. Zoe Karapetis comes off, and she's played really well too. It's been a really good game. It has been a terrific game. Both sides have given everything. It's really been a great standard of football today. If you've been with us for the entire time, I hope you've really enjoyed it. Josie Allen's come off too, and that's a real shame for Newcastle. She's been nothing short of outstanding today. I don't know if she's come off. Yeah, I think Sam Griffin's given her a vest and said, "Hey, Josie, you can rest up for the next half hour." She has played a really good game. So Melandau is at right back now. Threlfo and Bates in the centre. I think Sophie Howarth might be on. She's usually a left back. So Sophie Howarth's on for Newcastle. They're going to need Sophie to be very clean. This has been a real war. I expected this when I came to Lake Macquarie today. Both sides are going to have to fight for their lives in the NPL New South Wales, and they're really doing that. Here's Collins back to goal. Does well. Taken off the feet by Thomas. That lightning strike in the background was huge then. It's not that close to us, but it's getting there. Hampshire to Plummer. Nice work, Plummer. Gets around two. Taken off the feet. Could have been a foul. Play on, says the ref. That was Aaliyah Kilroy that's come onto the field for Newcastle. She scored 1 goal this year. Player of the tournament in the NAIDOC Cup 2024. She's only 17 years old. Aaliyah Kilroy scored a goal this season. Was the last goal scorer before today. Before Alexis Collins scored. Wonderful touch. Bates gets in the way. Gee, heaps touch. I don't know if that was by design or what it was, but it was a really nice one. Driscoll doing well. Plummer goes to ground. Referee says free kick against Annika Driscoll. Play on quickly. Darcy Malone. Been really sharp in midfield today for Macarthur. She's a bit of an unsung hero, Malone, by the look of it. Just drifts in between the boxes and tidies up where required. She's a really handy player. You can see why Canberra have her in the A-League squad. Ball comes in. Borshak gets out. Claims it. Could go quick to Annika. They called out to her, but she was busily running back to her position and didn't quite see what was happening. Gee, it's been a great effort from both sides. I'm really impressed with how Newcastle have responded. Especially today, they've really looked good. Been unlucky, and to be honest, they conceded that goal. They were under the pump, but the way they conceded that goal was unlucky. This is Threlfo now. Crofton with it. Howarth, first real touch. Howarth just waited a bit too long. Collins. There's always 2 on Alexis Collins. The other teams have her worked out. She is a beast. Driscoll needs to go to Heap on the outside. Good foot in there by Plummer. Driscoll goes again. Plummer and Driscoll go whack. This is the type of stuff we love. Ball out to Malone. Nifty ball out to Breyer. Has True in the middle. True's dangerous if it gets to her. Bates with the important touch, and it goes out for a corner to Macarthur. 70 minutes gone now. It's still 1-1. A draw will not be catastrophic for either side, but it'll just make things a little bit tough. They need to win. One of these sides need to walk away with 3 points. Will it be the Jets or will it be the away team? Breyer sends in a good corner. And the header away. I think that might have been Plummer that tried her best to screw it around. It might have even been Hampshire. No, it was Plummer. Tried her best to screw it around and couldn't really get there in the end. Bates. Left foot's dangerous. Threlfo just does what she does best, and I really like how she does it. She doesn't muck around. Really does not muck around. I think Luong's on the pitch too for the Rams in the 29. Let's see her on the far side playing right back, I believe. Yep, right back is 29, Luong. That is Liana Luong. Good challenge. Play on. Can't foul in the box. Great challenge there, Crofton. Turn and burn Kilroy. Needs to continue it. Worked hard, got it up the field, but no one's going to chase that down. So Liana Luong on the field for Macarthur. 16 years old, started in 17 matches across both the 23s and first grade, and she's in the junior Matilda squad, Liana Luong. Gee, the Lightning. It's getting quite close. Wouldn't mind the next 20 minutes to go. Can get out of here, and I think both sides would love it. I don't think a point's the worst thing, put it that way. Driscoll just wrestled way out of it. That's a nasty foul, and then she's retaliated, Driscoll, and the yellow card's going to Amalia Plummer. Amalia pleading a case. She said, well, she did it back to me. And she's saying, look at that, she pulled the shorts. I don't know if I can help you there, Amalia, with the first one to hold. And Tia Mashensky tries to put some sense back into it and tells Amalia to back away before she talks herself into a red. So Chloe Landau now. Free kick. Trying to draw the Rams out. Ball to Collins. Collins touch. Really good, and then thought she might have held on to that. Tried to go to Driscoll. Well, the Jets next week, they have the Illawarra Stingrays at Illawarra. It's got to be the NPL New South Wales version of the distance derby. Got to be the furthest point between two teams, surely, in this comp. Estimated to be about a 3.5-hour drive, I reckon. Maybe even a 3-hour drive. Bry with it, takes the strike. Oh, goodness gracious, that had some dip on it. Just didn't come down quick enough, and Borsha was off the line. So Illawarra Stingrays, who sit 5th on the ladder, versus the Jets. And the Rams are against the Northern Tigers at home. So Tigers and the Stingrays are within 6 points of each other. They'll be looking for the win. Great work. I think that's Kilroy. Did that well. Had no thunder and there's no rain, but there is a lot of lightning, and the strikes are coming thick and fast. It's not in. We're not in any danger as such, but it is getting a little closer as Kilroy with the ball now. Taken on by Nojima. It should be a foul, and it is. "15 minutes to go here at Lake Macquarie. Interestingly enough, this will be the Jets' first draw of the season. 3 wins and 14 losses. Driscoll, Rolandow, chasing it down is Sharp. She gets there. Sharp keeps it in, goes back to Orlando, who's got a good cross when it works for her. That cross is dangerous. Maniti gets it away. Well positioned, Charlotte Maniti, the Philippine international. Ball over the top. Collins is on here. Collins bypasses the defender. Will she use Driscoll? She does. Goes to Collins, who unfortunately mistracks it. Unfortunate. She's been really good today, Alexis Collins. Gee, it's hard to pick a 3-2-1, I'll have to say. It's been tough. For mine, Josie Allen, when she was on the pitch, was the best player on the pitch. And closely behind her was Tegan Bertolicio, the defender for Macarthur in the number 2. She was superb. Driscoll on the ball now. Needs to be patient. Trying to draw in Plummer. Needs to go wide. Takes the touch. Jets out of play. Orlando has been great as well. And can Driscoll get around Plummer here? That's a big collision. Plummer's down. And Franco's down too. They both hit hard. Driscoll stood tall. Wobble here in the cherry pickers. I tried to put the binoculars on with no real support. Just trying to get my bearings and put it on Talia Franco. She's up now, but she's grimacing. She's one tall cat, Talia Franco. Been good today. Couldn't stop the goal from Collins, but it was a great shot to the bottom left-hand corner. She's been very good positional-wise. Breyer taking another touch. Driscoll got in there and did well. And then Breyer tried to go straight through Sharp. Crofton out to Driscoll, who's in the middle. Kilroy. Kilroy's in a dangerous spot if she can get it there. Driscoll! Franco dived across. Driscoll's ball a little bit too hard. Goal kick. Both sides threatening. No side can provide the killer pass. Just under 12 minutes to go. Hope you're enjoying the match. It has been a ripper. 13th versus 14th. The standard has been superb. The Jets and the Rams fighting for their NPL New South Wales lives. We've still got 8 games to go. As I said, a loss won't be catastrophic. A draw won't be catastrophic either. The loss will hurt, and it will be make life very tough. But the draw won't hurt too much. Howarth, that's a good ball. Collins gets down with it, couldn't bring it to ground, and it's touched back by Nojima. Wow, that light show was good there. Getting a good light show if you're watching this on YouTube, and I don't know if Stephen's getting it, but it's a great light show. It's gone over the top. Oh, opportunity here for True. True. The defence was good. Well done, Chloe Wallandau. Threlfo just misread the bounce, and it's only that small error. It's those type of things which could cost the side. At this stage, both sides holding. The Jets have been outstanding today. Best I've seen them play for about 4 home games. 3 home games at least. Corner Macarthur. Borsha flaps at it. Opportunity. It's bounced off. That was Malone. Well done, Jets, pushing the Rams back. Still chasing. That was brilliant by Kilroy, and it's actually 3-on-3 here. 3-on-4 if they look to the right. Driscoll's on her own. Collins has to find her. Collins needs to find her. Still going Collins. Almost got Driscoll free. It ends up with Driscoll now. Collins in the centre. And the ball's behind. Toe poke through. And it's in the hands of Franco. Unlucky there for Newcastle. That was their best attempt of the second half. Layla Sharp just too heavy on the touch. Unlucky. Crofton did well. Nojima. Free kick Jets. 9.5 minutes remaining in the match. Will we get a stalemate? Can one of the sides get the goal? That puts them ahead. Looks like we're going to have a substitution here. I think that's Maszynski. That's Maszynski there. And if 8 and 11's come on, that's Gabriela Silva, 24-year-old Brazilian, who has played 6 games for the Rams this year, coming on for number 9, Tia Maszynski, who scored the goal that got them level. That was her 10th goal of the year. She's one of 3 players, I think 4 players, that has double figures in the competition. Great move, Breyer. In the middle is Thomas. Breyer, backstick, finish! Macarthur take the lead. And I think it was Gabriela Silva who's just come on. Heartbreak for Newcastle. They've been so good this afternoon and this evening. I actually think it's Gabriela Silva in the 11. Might have even been Bronte True. Was hard to see. We haven't seen a number since the goal, to be fair. That's a real heartbreaker for Newcastle. Macarthur 2, Newcastle 1. They've got 7.5 minutes to go. One touch is all it takes. And off again. This is Bronte True. She can finish it here. Goes wide as the lightning cracks in the background. Pretty sure it was either Gabriela Silva or Bronte True that scored the goal. Steamed through from the back. All told, it was an 82nd minute goal, 83rd minute goal. As I said, both sides have been really good today. The Jets have been very impressive. Extremely impressive. The Rams have just not, they've refused to lose. Collins. Look at that. They just swarm a 3-on-1 every time she gets the ball. They know how dangerous she is. This is Howarth. Kilroy. With a bit of skill, but it's taken off their feet, and True gets it. Bates. Powers tracks back, does well. In the midfield now, it's over the top. The keeper has to come. He has to come, and does well. Player down in the centre. Just trying to have a look here who scored the goal on the replay. Just got a funny feeling it was either Bronte True or Gabriella Silva. That lightning is getting very close. Just trying to check it. I've checked it 3 or 4 times to be perfectly fair, and unless you really know the players well, it's going to be a really tough guess to see who got that one. My guess is that it was either Gabriella Silva or Bronte True that scored the goal. We've had a couple of substitutions. Mackenzie Preston Poole is on the ground in number 72 for the Jets. And 11 is Nava Crofton. She's been with us for the entire match. A couple of changes for the Jets. Just going to have a look and see who's on those. 5 minutes to go. A little less than 5. Driscoll should have gone to put Preston Poole on the outside. Unlucky there for Annika. Well, it's now or never for Newcastle. They need to get a goal and level it. They've turned it over. Silva. That's a great ball to Preston Poole over the back of Plummer. First touch important. Got to take it past Plummer. Gets it in the box, and Hampshire did beautifully. Charlotte Hampshire did very well. Just trying to think. Having a look, it might have even been Hallie Thomas that scored the goal. Corner to the Jets, back stick, well cleared. That's Maniti again, is it? My goodness, she's been great. Preston Poole let that go, and Landau snuffs out Breyer. Breyer gets it. True with it. Back to Silva. Silva, lovely touch. True with it now, goes to Breyer. The touch wasn't quite there then. Preston Poole goes to the outside. Needs to take on Plummer. She's tracking Driscoll. Preston Poole still going. That looked like it came off the upper arm. Won't be a free kick. This is Marnie Duggan. Kilroy. Hits it. Wide ball. Harmless on the end. Been so gutsy this evening. This afternoon, the Jets, they came with their A-League stars in the team, and they were brilliant in the first half, and especially in the, I reckon, even in the first 50, 55 minutes. And it's been a real stalemate since that first goal from Tia Maszynski. And it could have gone either way, to be perfectly fair, but this goal in the 83rd minute, and the more I reflect on it, the more I think it might be Hallie Thomas that scored it. And I reckon even if I watch the highlights on Monday or Tuesday when Football New South Wales come out with it, it's still going to be hard to see who scored it. Just the angle of which the player came in. The more I look at Hallie Thomas, the more I think she scored it, just judging by the boots. And if it is Hallie Thomas, it could prove a very decisive winner with 90 seconds to go. Can the Jets find one? Can they keep their season alive? Their season's not dead, but it will be very difficult to come back from here when you've gone further behind in the championship. Breyer. That's Thomas. Back to Breyer and Thomas. Overran it. Nice touch, Bates. Jets have to go. They have to roll the dice now. Duggan. Too slow to pass it, unfortunately. Liana Luong got in there. Luong did the damage again. Kilroy got in there for him, for the Jets. Last minute. It'll be at the referee's discretion in about 60 seconds. Can they make it happen here, Newcastle? They haven't won in 8 games. They haven't managed a point in the last 8 games since their 5-2 win against Mount Druitt. And it's all about game management now for Macarthur. They've been really good today also. As much as I praise the Jets, the Macarthur Rams, they've refused to lose. They knew their season was on the line today. They knew the 3 points had to go back home today. And they've just fought with every inch of their being. This will be really disappointing for Sam Griffin and the girls. They've played their hearts out today. Let me just remind you, the youngest player on the team's 15 and the eldest is 22. They're an academy in every sense of the word. They work hard every day at training and they give their all, and they compete at such a high level consistently. Working hard now to try and keep it alive. That ball goes over the top. This is true again. Gee, she's got speed to burn. And Borsha came out. I think the last touch was off Borsha. No, goal kick. We are into the 90 minutes now. 30 seconds into it. How much time have Newcastle got left to get back in the game? This is going to be desperate stuff. Preston Poole. Back to Orlando. Referee checks the watch. I don't reckon there's more than 2 or 3 minutes. We haven't had that many stoppages. We've had 2 goals and a bit of a stoppage. That ball over the top's really in hope. Maniti gets the crucial touch. Corner Newcastle. This has got to be it now. Roll of the dice. I'd almost be at a point where I'd push every player forward, and even if you concede a third, you've got to get the second. I'd almost push every player inside the box now. It's that desperate. Duggan gets ahead to it. Could have been handball. Play on, says the ref. Willandow, is she going to go from there? Has a crack. That was very close from Chloe Willandow. Really close. 47th minute. Well, I'm going to stick my neck out and say it was Hallie Thomas that scored the goal. And if I'm wrong, I'll apologise to the goal scorer in advance. Because the more I look it up, the more I think it's her that scored it. It was just really hard to pick. 2 minutes into stoppage time now. Newcastle have to throw the kitchen sink at it. Over the top to Breyer. Will she go to the corner or will she go for glory? India Breyer cuts back inside. On the right foot, Borsha covers. Needs to go long and go long quickly. Needs to go quicker. Long she goes. So many defenders back there. Nodgeman doesn't play it. Goes over the top. Collins! Oh, this is dramatic stuff, Collins. Goes for goal! Over the top. Driscoll volleys! Couldn't get there. Collins takes on Hampshire. Hampshire sticks the foot out. Collins gets it taken off the feet. Driscoll tries to take on 2, and in the end, it's too much. Oh, the Jets. They've worked so hard. They deserve a point. Unfortunately, they may not go home with it. Still fighting hard. Macarthur. Gee, they've done well. They're holding with every inch of their life, Macarthur. This will put them quite clear on the club championship. They'll actually go into 12th overnight. True holds it. You'd want to go in the corner, Bronte, surely. And she does the disciplined thing. And that is exactly what Victoria Guzman wants. Well played, Bronte True. Taken off the feet. Jets have to go long. Well tackled, Liana Luong. Brilliant stuff. Duggan needs to keep it in and does. But it's going to be a throw into Macarthur. Well, Illawarra play Newcastle Jets next week. Macarthur play against Northern Tigers. They're the opponents next week. We've had 4 minutes now of injury time. This is all on the referee now. Can the Rams hold on? They've been very good this second half. Outplayed in the first half, but they've come to life in the second. The Jets have been so game, so gallant. Here goes Driscoll now. Can she keep it in? Last-ditch effort. Needs to get it quickly. Gives it away. Bry takes it off the feet. This is now with Malone. Out to True. True should go to the corner. Or will she go for glory? You've got Thomas in the box, and Bronte True says, come and get me. Sophie Howarth in resignation tries to put it out. This is as close as Sam Griffin's girls have come for a good 6 to 7 weeks. They lost 2-0 last week to Manly United in a very good effort. This week has been their best performance for some time. And it's such a sad thing to say that they may come up short, because they've been real value for at least a point in this game. Next week will be round 19. We've got 26 rounds in the competition. They're going to have to start winning, Newcastle. Today was the day, and sadly it's gone wrong at the wrong time. You've just got to feel for the girls. They've still got a bit of time and hope left. Bry tries to take it out. Well, Landau, it's got to be now. They go to Collins. Does it get to her? It does. Collins goes out now. They think this is Kilroy. Back to Collins. It's just a little bit long. Referee still holding the whistle. Crofton, Dobson, feet going everywhere. Kilroy, Maniti, who's been superb, gets it away. We've played 5 minutes and 45 seconds. There's not much time left at all. There'd be barely any, and that touch was a tied one from Driscoll, sadly. She's been so gallant. They all have. They've played with such heart, the Jets, today. The Rams, they've come here to try and do a job, and they've just about done it. Nojima says, get out of here. Bates. 6 minutes 15 on the stoppage clock. That's gone over the back off the head. Hampshire. Whilst Hampshire's been on, she's been great. Final whistle blows. Macarthur Rams come from behind to snag the 3 points and go 6 points clear of the Jets in first grade table. The Jets had the lead in the 38th minute from Alexis Collins. Tia Mashensky came back at 51 minutes with a stunning tap in from a wonderfully worked move. And then in the 83rd minute, Hallie Thomas came from the widest run on the field to tap home to see the Macarthur Rams 2 defeat the Newcastle Jets 1. It's been such a gallant performance from Newcastle. If you're a parent in the crowd, or if you're a person watching on the screen supporting the Jets, you've got to be proud of the girls. But today they've just fallen short at the wrong time, and they've got a mountain to climb to stay in the NPL New South Wales competition. Macarthur 2, Newcastle Jets 1. The Jets play Illawarra next week, and Macarthur play Northern Tigers at home. For Stephen Roberts, who's done a magnificent job on the camera, I'm Ashley Borg, Borgie the broadcaster. We will see you next week for round 19.